A couple of years ago, 1990, and we put our family in the Guinness Book as being the only family in history with 3 successive generations of #1 hit makers. And if you don't mind, I'd like to play that for you. Lovely. I think for a couple of reasons. Well, one, it gives you a little insight into our background. Actually, when we released our record, there were a lot of bands in Los Angeles that were coming from a really strict blues background. A lot of the heavier rock bands were. Matthew and I grew up with our dad's Stone Canyon Band. We grew up with Linda Ronstadt and Jackson Browne and Joni Mitchell and all those people coming over to the house. So we grew up with that whole, we were kind of like heavy metal folkies. And we kind of wrote for melody. So we're going to show you the Rick Nelson influence in our #1. But also, this song gives you really great insight into who we are as people. Through music, okay? Matthew actually started writing this song. And it shows you how we're kind of a yin and yang. Check it out. It's all because of me. All right. Isn't that precious? So sweet. I got a toothache. Just like Matthew. So I heard that coming down the hall, and the first thing that came to my mind was Rick Springfield. This is what I heard. Jesse had a friend. Exactly! But if you put those 2 personalities together, they go together just like peanut butter and jelly. He's the jelly. No, we're not doing an intermission today, right? No, we're not. Speaking of #1 records, hang on a second. I'm glad we're not doing an intermission. Okay, what's that? Because what happened last week? Oh, yeah. Are you actually going to bring that up again? Last week, Matthew and I actually, the last show we played up until now was about 8 days ago. It was a run of dates. It was 20 shows in a row, one-night stands, one after another. And we're talking like, we fired the manager. The routing was like Oregon, next day, Florida. All over the place. 20 of these in a row. And by the last one, I was so tired. Have you ever been so tired you forgot how to spell your own name? It was like one of those things where Gunnar forgot what twin he was that day. And it's good because, I mean, right about this time, sometimes we do an intermission, so I say, you know, to this whole crowd, I tell them that we brought CDs and we're going to be signing them after the show, and they can go out there and buy a beer and visit with their friends and all that kind of stuff. And on this particular night, as fate would have it, we were playing for 3,000 people, big hall, in Texas. Very conservative audience. Okay? They pulled the church buses up. Okay? Now the average age of this audience, and I'm not kidding, average age was 85. Okay? So this whole audience, I want you to imagine about 3,000 85-year-old, fire and brimstone churchgoers. And at this point in the show, I announce the intermission and I say it's going to give you a chance to go out there and you can, now I'm supposed to say, it gives you a chance to stretch your legs and spread your wings. Now in my mind, I said that. But my mouth really said, I just told 3,000 churchgoers to go out in the lobby and spread their legs. So in honor of that, we are not doing an intermission today. We're going to power on through.
We're going to do. How many folks in the audience remember the vinyl